Hello friends, and welcome back to our little coffee club. As you could see behind me, this is not an average kind of day where I'm filming a video for you guys. This is just an average morning for me. I'm getting ready to go to the gym, and I was doing my regular process and doing my little brew session here in the morning. As you guys know, we make coffee every single day, but I only film maybe once a week. So that means I film one out of like a possible 7 brewing sessions for the week. So obviously I make coffee for myself every day, and I don't film it. So, but today, I ran a little experiment. I don't know if you could tell behind me, but I did 2 coffees, and because I wanted to compare. Hey, what, I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to use this clip or in what video, or if it'll be just like a little standalone video. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll never use this clip. I don't know. Sometimes I film stuff that never makes it, onto YouTube and for you guys to see. However, that being said, whenever I do film a video, you guys see everything, okay? So if things don't go right, if things do go right, whatever, you guys see what really happens. But sometimes I grab little clips like this that, I never, they just never make it onto a video because, I don't know how to include it, or it's too short to make, you guys know my videos. So it's a little bit too short to put it as a standalone video. Like, you're not gonna see the coffee brewing, right? The coffee's already made. But something so interesting happened that I figured, it's worth grabbing a little clip and sharing it. I'm recording it on the GoPro, so I know the quality is not as good as we can usually do normally. But hey, this is what I used to do all the time before. And that's how I started to build this little coffee family. So you guys are used to this. We are in family here. It's all good. So, but okay, so an interesting thing happened. I made 2 coffees. I did them both on the origamis, and I did them both at the same time. I used the same kind of filter, the same water, the same grinder, the same grind size. I used all the same, except it was 2 different coffees. Now, because they were, I didn't dial in the grind size precisely for both. I just used the same grind size. One brewed faster than the other. And that's not the point of this at all. So I was brewing the Ethiopian. As a matter of fact, let me get it so I can show it to you guys. Okay, I just want you guys to be aware of what it is that I brewed. So I brewed this. Remember this coffee? We've been brewing it a bunch of times. This is the one from Kuppa Joy that I brought back from California. This is an Ethiopian. It's a medium roast, and it's wonderful. The tasting notes were like, I think it was blueberry. Let me put on my glasses. Okay, blueberry, vanilla, and funnel cake. The funnel cake is what I recognize like caramel, like a caramel taste, but I could totally see it. Them putting funnel cake, like that sweet batter. I understand it. The blueberry today is extremely evident. From all the brews I've done, I think this is how you get the most blueberry out of it. But I'm getting a little bit less on some of the other tasting notes. And you guys know vanilla, I never recognize it. So, all right, so that's what I got today. Now, it ended up brewing 40 seconds. This one took 40 seconds longer than this coffee. And I'll tell you what this coffee is. Okay, so that coffee is the Espresso Agent 99 from Spro. Spro coffee, the coffee that I got from Jay Carragay, the YouTuber. Check Jay out. Please check him out. Great guy. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. Check him out on his website for Spro. Maybe buy some coffee from him. Let's help him out. But, this is not something that I would normally make as pour over. But as of now, I still hadn't tried it as pour over. I tried it as espresso. You guys saw that video. If this makes it onto the to our usual Sunday videos, then you saw this maybe 8-9 weeks ago when I did that Friday video for Jay. But if it makes it onto another Friday video, then you might see it fairly soon. And who knows, maybe I never use this clip. But the point of it is that normally I wouldn't brew this as pour over, because it's too dark, too developed. I figure, you start getting some of those, what for me would probably be like negative things in coffee, like a little bit of like burnt kind of flavors, a little bit of like smokiness, and I don't know how else to explain it. If you know, you know. You know, that smokiness, that kind of like bitterness from the coffee being dark, like what you normally get from Starbucks. It's a lot more coffee-like, okay? This is what people expect as, okay, this is the whole point why I'm grabbing the clip. Okay, so let's get on to that. This is, you know, the Espresso Agent 99. It's a lot closer to what people would expect when they go into a coffee shop, in my opinion. What do I know? I mean, Jay, I don't know if Jay will see this video, but whatever. This is what people expect. You go into like Starbucks, you go into like McDonald's, you go into like any kind of coffee shop, you go to Denny's, and you're gonna expect something like this. And as a matter of fact, this is like, this is too good to, like, you wouldn't, you know, there's no negative. And that's why I figured, okay, I gotta record the clip, because there is no negative like effects from, you know, there is no smokiness. There is no like that little bit of like charcoal, like, you know, like burnt kind of flavors. None of that is in here. So I was so surprised. I was like, you know, I gotta record the clip because this is great. This is better than 99%, the 99% of the coffee shops that you're gonna go into and ask for a cup of coffee. Okay, now if it's specialty, then that, and that's where this is going. Okay, that's where this is going. So hang on with me, and I hope that my mind is not jumping too much all over the place, and you can follow this conversation. Okay, so yeah, that's where this is going, because when you put it, and that's why I did, the reason why I did both coffees at the same time. So how much of a difference? Well, when you try this is a different kind of the thing, man. You try this is like a fruit bomb. And you know what? There's a lot of fruitiness in this, which I did not get so much on the espresso. On the espresso, I got more traditional, you know, more like you know, that caramel, like dark chocolate, those kind of flavors, kind of like more traditional. But as filtered, there is some fruitiness that comes out in this coffee. And you know, as far as acidity, no, you know, you're not gonna get a lot of that. No, just the sweetness, but there is a fruitiness. This is lovely. This is better than 99%, okay, of the coffee places, just average coffee places you go in and get a coffee. So you would be way better off getting Espresso Agent 99, just a bag of this to make on your mocha pot and your espresso machine, and even as filtered, because I'm so surprised. There's no negative aspects. There's no like ashiness or like burnt or like smokiness, you know, but it's a lot more coffee-like. You give this to somebody and they'll say, wow, this is lovely coffee. You give this to somebody that is not used to this. Again, if you're one of the 1%ers and you are you know, one of these folks like myself, that you're a coffee hobbyist and you're used to having specialty coffee, this is a different thing. This is this is so different. Doesn't taste like coffee. This is the fruitiness. It just if you know, you know, man. How do I explain it? You know, yes, there is a little bit of caramel taste here. There is sweetness, but there's way more acidity, and just, you know, it's so different. You know, if you've never brewed back to back like this so that you can compare for yourself, I recommend you do it. And you know what? Until starting to making the videos, well, that's not recent. I've been making these videos for more than 2 years now. So, but before that, I was into this whole coffee hobby for like 3 or 4 years. And during that time, I never did this. So maybe you guys have never done like side by side. Now, today, I've done it a few times now that I did not record it. But I was never taken in this way that it said, hey, you know, I gotta turn on the camera. Yeah, whatever, I don't have my usual attire for, how do you call that? My barista attire. But hey, who cares? I'm not gonna set up the other camera or the lighting or anything else. This is the way my kitchen normally looks. Well, I would pick up all of this, obviously, all the coffee stuff. But usually it looks something like this. And when people come over or when I record the videos, then I maybe put some of the little accent lighting, and I'll put something to spruce it up, make it look pretty, maybe the little flowers, whatever, to make it look nicer. You invite people over for coffee and you give them a little show to go along, and they really appreciate it, okay? So, but you know what? If you guys have never done this little experiment, side by side, I recommend you do it. They're way different, just way different. This is, I was so surprised, it's better than 99% what you're gonna find out there. I mean, I would much rather drink this than, maybe even better than the Starbucks blonde roast, the Barenda blend, which I like, but the Barenda blend is good on the sweetness, and you're not gonna get, at least in my opinion, you don't get any of those negative, like burnt and like ashiness. You don't get any of that. You get a nice sweetness, and it's just a nice coffee. I'd be fine with it, a lot of days. It wouldn't be my daily driver because I'd be missing out on the acidity. That's the one thing, okay? So, but something like this is a lot more likely to be my daily driver because you get that upfront fruitiness. However, you're lacking on the acidity. That's the only thing. But wow, I'm so surprised. Now, tasting side by side, it makes a big difference. I did this experiment with the DAG coffees. It was totally different. And maybe I should mention, because I haven't talked about this just yet. So, maybe this will make it to be its own video, because this clip keeps running longer and longer. I'm recording it on the GoPro, and with the new batteries, I hope it doesn't blow up. But give me a second. This is just gonna be one long clip. All right, so let's talk about this. This is the DAG Milky Cake. Okay, I haven't told you guys this yet, but I try to get into it on another video, and I didn't quite say it. But I was freezing all those coffees to do a best of at the end of the year. That has become a little bit challenging as to how am I gonna record this video, am I gonna make this video. I don't even know if that video is necessary anymore because of this coffee, okay? Because of this coffee. This coffee I bought like too late in the year. By now, I figured I would already be recording the best of, because I have to do a bunch of brews and a bunch of tastings and a bunch of like one moves forward and one doesn't, and until I get like my favorite. But I don't think that's needed anymore, because although this coffee I was gonna freeze some of this coffee for next year, which I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing that. It's getting a little bit too complicated for me. And it just doesn't, I record out of the, like now, I'm gonna record the brew session today. And sometimes it's better to just turn on the camera and start talking. You guys tell me, this is like very, just out of the blue, I just said, I gotta talk about this, because this turned out to be so much better than I was expecting. And still, when you compare side by side with something that is next level, if you are a coffee hobbyist, you will know, okay, which one is next level, okay? But this, for a lot of people, would be an excellent daily driver. I'm so surprised, because it's mainly for espresso. So now I'm expecting, when I try the other one, the House Nation, by now, I still haven't opened it. I will record. That probably is gonna be the next video that I record. And I don't know, that I record, I don't know when you're gonna see this and the order. I don't wanna get all confused. You guys know about traveling in time. Let's not get into that. You guys tell me, man, how do you feel about this? Just pop up the camera and do a short video. Now I'm pretty sure this is gonna end up just being its own little video. Okay, so you're not gonna see coffee brewing, but I brewed 2 coffees, and just talking about them, give you my opinion and what my thoughts, and just out of the blue. But anyway, back to the DAG. You see how my mind jumps around, and then I could have forgot all about this. But okay, back to the DAG. By now, it is evident to me that this is the best coffee that I tried this year, unless I received Manhattan before the year's over and I try it, and of course that would have made it onto next year, because I can't start recording the best of in December, or if I want to have the video in January, it just won't work for me. I have to do a bunch of, I don't even know how I'm gonna do it or if I'm gonna do it. But the point is that it's pretty evident to me that this is the best coffee I had in 2024. You guys told me, hey, try DAG. Maybe you were right. I don't know. I really don't think it's that. I'm sorry. Maybe it is. I'm just some dude, man. Why are you listening to me? Like, maybe it is that. I don't know. I'm just saying. I think any capable roastery out there, could be Good Brothers, could be any of the other ones. Say, it could be anybody that knows what they're doing. September, okay? They get this particular coffee and roast it. They're all gonna do it in a, they're not gonna burn this, okay? They're gonna, this is some quality beans. They're not gonna burn them. They're gonna offer it something like this, maybe a little darker, maybe a little lighter, I don't know, but something like this. And the reason why this became my favorite coffee of the year, now I'm gonna be keeping an eye out for this Thermal Shock. The Good Brothers, my favorite coffee last year, was and you know what, maybe that's what I will record, this versus my favorite last year. Maybe that's what I'll do, I don't know. But that one is, they called it thermical fermentation. I have a feeling it's the same processing that this one had, and maybe there's something particular that I taste when a coffee is processed in this fashion that I really like. There's something that happens. This to me, okay, first of all, it's not like the best tasting coffee I've ever had. I'm not saying that, but it's so different. This is the most unique coffee I have ever had. I've already mentioned it on a previous video. I don't know if this becomes a Friday video, then you'll see this before that. If it becomes a Sunday video, which most likely it'll be a Sunday video, then you'll see this video after. So that means you already heard me mention, if you watch all the videos, you heard me mention that this coffee is the most interesting, like different coffee that probably I've ever had. And being that this turned out to be the favorite coffee for 2024, and the thermical fermentation from a Costa Rican coffee from Good Brothers was the best coffee of 2023, maybe there's something to this, at least to my taste buds. I don't know, man. But if you could still find this coffee somewhere, look, I've made a couple of videos as to the DAC coffees. If you leave me a comment below, I'll give you the link to this one, the one where I first opened it and reviewed the milky cake and what I said about it. I still stand behind what I tasted. The tasting notes of this is, okay, first of all, it says, it's DAC, milky cake, Castillo Thermal Shock, Cauca, Colombia, okay, cardamom, here's the tasting notes, cardamom, pistachio, vanilla cake. Again, the vanilla. I never taste vanilla in coffee, so don't tell me anything about vanilla, but when I tasted it, to me, it tasted like chamomile, like a chamomile tea with one little star of anise in there. In that little bit of spiciness, a little bit of like floral quality, like tea-like, man, so different. Even the smell of this coffee. Okay, so this was the funnest coffee for me, okay? For 2024, this is it. I just gotta get it out there and tell you guys. I've been trying to say it on other videos, but then I didn't have the time for it like today I do, so. All right, so yeah, I mean, and last year, the plum coffee from September, I think that one was a Diego Bermudez. It was also like a fermented, but these are not co-ferments. None of these are co-ferments, okay? They just processed in a certain way that brings out something. That plum coffee the plum was so evident, and it was so interesting. And it just got edged out by the Good Brothers coffee. It was just a little bit more unique to me, but those three coffees so far, from what I remember, it's been the funnest, just best things to try, okay? Now, that being said, there's been a lot of other coffees like the geishas with the, really delicate kind of flavors, little bit of floral, little bit very tea-like, nice upfront acidity, sweet, some sweeter than others, but that has its own beauty and its own thing. It's just, to me, it's not quite and I like punchy coffee. I like coffee that has more of a punch. So to me, these a little bit more processed coffees, maybe they develop stronger flavors, and maybe that's why I gravitate to them. But not only that, it's been like the fact that they taste so different, and it's just wonderful. So every now and then you try something, wow, this one's way different, and you kind of like it, and then you remember that, and then it becomes memorable, and then it becomes the best coffee of the year. Anyway, that's just my take. One last taste for you guys here. So I'm just so surprised. This is so good. Like for filtered, I made it really thinking like, man, should I really do this? And I'm like, but I gotta try it at least once. And then I was so surprised that that's what led me to recording this whole video. So, all right, one more time. Cheers. I hope you guys brewed something tasty today to go along here with our little chat. You know, the purpose of my channel is just to hang out with you guys, to get to know you guys. The comments below is really what keeps me making these videos. I hope you guys at least get a little laugh or some entertainment or something out of it, you know. But it's just something relaxing and a great way to get your day started. But anyway, cheers. Let's taste this one. Now it has cooled. It's still not at room temperature. It's warm, but yeah, same thing. No harsh flavors. Oh, by the way, this one brewed, I made only 12 grams. I did a 1 to 16 ratio today on both coffees. So I did a 1 to 16, and this one I think brewed in 2 minutes, 20 seconds, and this one made it to 3 minutes. So yeah, that's why I said the time difference was noticeable. Same grind size too, so it's just that one coffee drains faster than the other. With this one, I think if I would have gotten more like this kind of timing, I would have gotten a bit more acidity up front, but it just became sweeter. But again, today, that blueberry, that fruitiness is more evident. I lost a little bit on the upfront acidity, and it just became a little bit different. I would still recognize this coffee, you know. Totally different, totally different. If you taste them side by side and you were pressed, even if you're not great at tasting coffees, you know, you would still say, hey, I think this is higher quality. I think this is like specialty coffee. This is more like common kind of, yeah, maybe like a good high quality commodity coffee. This is, but very well done. And a lot more what people would be expecting than this. You serve this to a lot of people, they might not drink it. They say this is not coffee. And especially if you put cream and sugar into this, I don't know, it's ruined. I mean, just forget it, man. This one can take a little cream and sugar. You could do it. I wouldn't do it. I don't recommend it, but you could do it. Yeah, both lovely. Listen, my honest opinion, it is what it is. Thank you guys for watching. I think I've been recording for a little while. The GoPro hasn't blown up. We'll see if the clip gets saved and I can use it. That's another thing. Sometimes you turn off the GoPro after it overheats and just something happens and you can't use the file. So hopefully this worked. If you're seeing the video, it worked. Anyway, you know, I just want to keep you guys company. I want you guys to start your day in a positive way. I wish you all the best. I'm not sure if I put this on a Sunday video. It could be around New Year's, you know, something like that. So if it is, you know, hey, I wish you guys the best for this 2025. Wow, unbelievable, 2025. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys a whole bunch. Leave me a comment, drop in to say hello. And yeah, and I'll see you guys next Sunday.